guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will have a major update to the Jude Bellingham to Liverpool transfer saga, because Jan Åge Fjørtoft, the journalist working closely in the Bundesliga, has said that Liverpool and Real Madrid are two of the favorites to sign Jude Bellingham, and also Liverpool working under the radar on the Bellingham deal at the moment very hard. And also we will have a major update on the Laimer transfer situation and all the rest of the Liverpool news that you need to know about the Liverpool takeover as well in this video, packed into all this one video. So if you enjoy these, leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here. And Dortmund are hoping that Bellingham will have an amazing World Cup and their price can skyrocket because they want to sell for as much money as possible. And of course Bellingham had a great first game, but let's see how far England progressed at the World Cup. And all of England's top clubs want Jude Bellingham: Man City, Man United, Chelsea. But apparently Liverpool are the club in England most likely to sign Bellingham, which is music to my ears. Liverpool of course are long-term admirers. Jurgen Klopp has very close relationships with Dortmund and their CEO Joachim Watzke. But of course it might prove difficult for Liverpool to come up with a £100 million transfer fee plus wages. But hear me out, because some Liverpool fans say FSG will not spend 100 million on Jude Bellingham. Well, it's actually not FSG who is spending that money, it's Liverpool, and Liverpool have that amount of money sitting and waiting for a big transfer to happen, because Jurgen Klopp has spent almost zero transfer net spend last summer, and FSG haven't spent a dime of their own money. It is Liverpool's money, and Liverpool already spent 75 million on Virgil van Dijk. They already spent close to 80 million on Darwin Núñez with bonuses and everything. So who knows, if Liverpool want a generational talent to build the team around for the next 10 years, it actually makes sense to spend 100 million pounds on Jude Bellingham, because with amortization and with a long contract, it's actually not that much money. If Bellingham plays at Liverpool for the next 6, 7, 8 years, if you divide the 100 million pounds with a 7 or 8 year contract, then it's not that much money. It's like 10, 15 million pounds, 15 or 20 million pounds per season. And we have already spent big on players that were really needed. When we needed a goalkeeper, we signed Alisson for a lot of money. That was like 60 plus million, I think maybe even 70 million. When we needed a centre back, we spent big on Virgil van Dijk. When we needed a striker, we spent big on Darwin Núñez. So I think signing Bellingham for this big amount of money makes sense, because he's a much needed midfielder. And if Jurgen Klopp says that Bellingham is needed, then Liverpool will sign him. We have spent big players and Bellingham is English. I think that's not as unlikely as some Liverpool fans think. And it's pretty obvious that Liverpool are doing everything to sign Jude Bellingham. If we miss out on Jude Bellingham, it will be because either he wanted to move to another club, maybe he's dreaming of playing for Real Madrid, and Real Madrid will throw a lot of money at Jude Bellingham. They have more money than Liverpool, that's true, so they can offer Bellingham by bigger wages, they can offer Dortmund maybe a higher transfer fee. But if Liverpool want to compete at the top of English and European football, then we need to sign these kind of players, because if we miss out on all these big talents and they go to other clubs, then Liverpool will be left behind. And what I would do is I would actually go all out to sign Moises Caicedo, the Ecuador midfielder who was bossing the midfield against Qatar in the opening game of the World Cup, and he is also at Brighton, and he would cost around 30, 40, maximum 50 million pounds, and he would be willing to move in the January transfer window. If we make a big offer to Brighton, I think they would sell. Bellingham is very unlikely to move in the January transfer window. Dortmund don't want to sell Bellingham in January, they would want to wait until December. But Liverpool need a midfielder in the January transfer window, and Laimer has agreed a transfer to Borussia Dortmund at the end of the season. The Bild newspaper is reporting that, and Christian Falk said that Konrad Laimer said no to Chelsea's offer, and the free agent wants to join Bayern Munich in the summer. He will be a free agent in the summer, so probably Liverpool won't sign Konrad Laimer, and that's a shame because I would have loved to see him sign for Liverpool, because we would have been able to sign him for a cut price deal in the January transfer window because his contract expires in the summer. But I think Moises Caicedo is a huge talent, and I would go for him instead of Konrad Laimer, even though right now Konrad Laimer is more established. Moises Caicedo only went to Brighton, I think, in the summer, and he said, Konrad Laimer said that he's generally a Liverpool fan. He likes watching the Premier League and he has always been a Liverpool fan, so it's a shame that we missed out on his signature. But when Bayern Munich come calling, German players love to go to Bayern Munich to further their careers, and if you want to stay in Germany, Bayern Munich is the club to be at, definitely. The only concern about Moises Caicedo is he's 21 years old. Of course, if you are good enough, you are old enough, so his age all on his own is not a concern, but he might not be ready to play consistently week in, week out with a performance of 7 or 8 out of 10 every single week in the Liverpool midfield. And I think Liverpool ideally would be needing to look at the midfielders who are in their peak years from 24 to 27 years old. That's why I think Konrad Laimer and Ruben Neves would make a lot of sense, both of those players. Ruben Neves is a very commanding midfielder with quality passing. He's not as quick as some other players in midfield, but he doesn't need to be for his role, and he also has a great long shot on him. But again, would Wolves sell Ruben Neves just when they are starting a new revolution, a new cycle with Lopetegui, former Sevilla and Real Madrid manager? He just comes in, so it wouldn't make sense to sell one of Wolves' best players in the January transfer in the Ruben Neves. If Wolves do get relegated, which I don't think they will, but there is a possibility because they are at the bottom of the Premier League right now, then definitely Ruben Neves would be available for a cut price fee. But as I said, Liverpool need a midfielder in the January transfer window, and now that Konrad Laimer will be going to Bayern Munich, our options are less and less. Moises Caicedo or Ruben Neves. As I said, Ruben Neves, because he's not available, I would go for Moises Caicedo in the January transfer window, and I would sign probably Jude Bellingham in the summer, and maybe another young midfielder who is capable and ready to play for Liverpool for the next 5, 6, 7 years in the summer as well. But maybe because Konrad Laimer is going to Bayern Munich, maybe we dodged the bullet about him, because even though I really loved him when I looked up his stats, it was very concerning that in the 2020 season he had a long injury where he missed pretty much the whole season. He missed 43 games for Leipzig with an ankle fracture, and this season he also missed already 17 games with an injury. That's a really long. It's almost Naby Keita level of injury proneness. So maybe it's not the worst thing that we didn't sign Konrad Laimer, because he's very much an injury prone player. I'm looking at his injury record, and he missed a lot of games through injuries this season and 2 seasons ago, and even last season he had 3 separate injuries totaling 8 games in total. But the previous season, in the 2021 season, he missed 43 games with an ankle fracture, which is pretty incredible. And a lot of people are asking, why are Man United owners and Liverpool owners are selling at the same time? Well, it's pretty well documented that it's a global recession, a global downturn is approaching, and interest rates are going up. So maybe the value of Liverpool or Man United may not decrease much, but the value of a number of potential investors with cash on hand, as well as the availability of credit, of taking out loans, will massively decrease in a recession. And if FSG manage to sell before then the cash they receive will enable them to purchase other assets when they are at their most undervalued. So if you want to buy a big NBA team or a big NFL team in a recession, that's the best time to do it, because then other people don't have a lot of cash on their hand. But if FSG sell Liverpool just before a recession or just at the start of a recession, then it makes a lot of sense to get a lot of money. NBA teams are cheapest right now, and probably they will increase in value in the next 10 or 5 years. That's definitely happening, I think. And also recently Liverpool announced their top 10 best selling shirts. I mean the top 10 players with the most shirts sold at Liverpool. And of course in number 1 it's Mohamed Salah, my man Salah, with the most popular shirt selling numbers. Luis Diaz is second, which is a little bit surprising that it's not somebody like Trent Alexander-Arnold or Bobby Firmino. Darwin Núñez is third, which is awesome that two of our new signings are, the top highest selling, have the highest selling shirt sales. Number 4 is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Number 5 is Virgil van Dijk. Number 6 is Thiago. Bobby Firmino is only number 7. Harvey Elliott is number 8. Jordan Henderson is number 9, and Andy Robertson is number 10. So it's pretty awesome, and probably because Fabinho is a defensive midfielder, he doesn't get a lot of shirt sales, but it's really awesome that basically our top front three, Diaz, Núñez and Salah, has sold the most shirts. Probably Bobby Firmino. Already a lot of people have a lot of Bobby Firmino shirts, so probably that's why he's so far down in the pecking order of shirt sales, because he has been at the club for many years, and usually when new signing come in like Darwin Núñez and he starts scoring goals, the shirt sales go up, which is pretty awesome as well. And Curtis Jones, when it was announced that he's getting a new contract, some Liverpool fans were fuming about it. Some Liverpool fans think Curtis Jones is not good enough, but he's still only a very young player, a local player as well. He's a Scouser, so give him a chance to establish himself as a full Liverpool player. And Paul Salt from the BBC Radio Merseyside doesn't really understand the fume. He said, I don't get the fume that there appears to be about Curtis Jones getting a contract extension. The lad is a young player, full of promise. He has had, of course, a rocky road with 4 main injuries so far at Liverpool, but he was on, for a Premier League player, lower wages, so there was probably a need to secure his value and to bump up his wages with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita and Curtis Jones, with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita and James Milner all leaving at the end of the season. It makes perfect sense to sign Curtis Jones up on a loan contract, secure his value, and even though he might not be the first name on the Liverpool midfield team sheet, he is a very valuable squad player, and we need these kind of players if we want to challenge for all trophies and titles, and if we want to build a team that is capable of going far and deep in all competitions. So that's my opinion as well. Let me know what is yours in the comments below, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Good day.